Okay, another 5 minutes. I'm going to run through this. Credit cards. Do we need credit cards? No? Okay, yes. Okay, and why do you need credit cards? Because in certain situations, nothing else happens. I keep telling people, if you had a Kingfisher flight and had gone to Delhi and the flight is cancelled, the company has closed down. What will you do? You're stranded on the airport. Are you going to look around and ask someone whether they'll lend you money? If you're a student, so it's not like you have a big bank account where you can buy a second ticket. What do? I mean, there are some situations where you may not have enough money in the bank which is available in your savings bank account. Maybe it's tied up in an FD. Only a credit card works. So do you need a credit card? I think so. I think each one should have a credit card. But it is still called the crack cocaine of the financial world. Why? I'll run you over a list of what happens. But first, I think you should look at this little ad.
Business class tickets for your parents' first international vacation? 110,000 rupees on your MasterCard. Renting a luxury car? 8,000 rupees.
I'm not going to show it. Everyone knows this ad, right? What's the last line? Priceless. For everything else, there is MasterCard. And I keep saying, if those parents knew that little fool didn't have any money, he was showing off and giving them a great time, and he's going to get this fat bill from MasterCard afterwards, it is priceless, okay? That expression would have been really priceless. Because what is he going to get when the next month's bill comes? The interest charges are not 28%, 21%, which they pretend. The manner in which they're structured. This is a case that went to the National Consumer Disputes Resolution Commission. It went to the Supreme Court, and after that it vanished, okay? Because the petitioner vanished at that stage. And you will know why. Why do petitioners vanish? Anyway, they had admitted, some banks had admitted the interest is as much as 70%. But I've kept an average, 40 to 65. That is the kind of interest that you're paying, okay? What people don't know about credit cards and why it becomes like the crack cocaine is that if you have rolled over money once, okay, don't touch that card again until you've repaid everything. It's a mistake that everybody makes, because the minute you have rolled over something, then every single spending after that is added on to your total, and this high interest is charged. There is no free look-in period. Many people are under the impression that I buy something today, it has 40 days. I buy something tomorrow, it has another 40 days. No such thing. There's a billing cycle. If you buy at the end of the billing cycle, you may have 2 days. You may not even get that whole 40 days. Okay? So there is no such a thing as free period of 40, 50 days. Lots of people have lost their shirts in the market trying to do these trades 50 days. Then they get second cards and third cards, and again, like I said, our minds are not hardwired to be mathematical geniuses where you're playing 5 cards and transferring money from one to the other. But it's made to sound very simple. People lose count, and that's where then they lose their shirt. Cash withdrawals, all the ads make it out as though it's like an ATM. It's not. It is credit. Any credit that comes out in the form of cash, they don't get anything from the merchant establishment. So your high rate of interest starts that minute. What is worse is how they adjust it. So they don't even adjust cash first, because cash is something on which they're making maximum money. So if you withdraw money with your credit card from a bank, then that gets adjusted last. So if you're going to carry forward your money and you're paying 15%, 30%, 40%, then the cash part you have to go to the bank and tell them, I'm paying this back separately, otherwise it's adjusted last. Okay? Another couple of interesting things, which is when they upgrade you from gold to platinum or from platinum to titanium, it works in 2 ways. One is psychological, because the minute you have a platinum card, even if you have cash in your purse, you want to flash it to show how important you are. So people tend to use the higher denomination cards more. The second thing, which again we heard from Ravi Subramaniam, I didn't know this, okay? This is an inside story, that it's not about you. So they upgrade a whole series of people into the next level, and banks are desperate to do this because they get a slightly higher commission. So the bank is not worried about you. If you fit into a certain category, they're in a great hurry to make you a gold card holder and a platinum card holder, because the higher the card, the higher is the amount that they get. And now, of course, over a period of time, people have turned smarter. So all those free cards have vanished, because we are not idiots anymore. And so you now pay a price. So you're paying for the card, you're paying a fee of at least 300, I think, on most cards. I don't think there's a single free card anymore, right? Unless it is tied to some FD, but I don't think there is. I don't think anyone's giving you a free card. So you're paying the money, and if you make a mistake and you carry it forward, they earn money. You have to remember, if you are the kind, and I'm sure everybody pays their credit card bills in time, right? 100% of it, everybody. Okay, let me tell you, the banks do not like you, okay? You are the last customer they want. They do not want customers like you who are paying on time. They want people who are going to roll over money, because that's the only time they make money. Today, when they're charging you an annual fee, at least it covers the cost of the card. When it used to be lifetime free, sending you the statement and that little smart card, and if your photo is there on it, that used to be a cost to them. So in fact, they were making losses. So they don't want smart people like us. We need the card because it's a safety, so you should have a card. But remember, don't forget to pay your bills in time. Other tips, I told you, mobile numbers, this is the time you should give it, because nothing better than having your mobile card number registered when it comes to credit and debit cards, because you get instant alerts. I'm sure you heard about this big scam in the Times of India, where so many people's cards were used abroad when they were here. And each one of them, the first guys to complain, who got their money back fastest, were those who were getting beeps in the middle of the night, and they saw that their card was being used all over the United States while they were sleeping here, and they had a physical card in their wallet. Okay, so please do register for things like this. Also, if you want to be careful, look for extra charges. This is a standard international practice these days, that they say nobody notices small charges of below 100 rupees. So you'll have some 45 here, 55. Banks are doing this, mobile companies are doing this, credit card companies are doing this. There'll be cards, charge stuck there, which has no relevance to anything. And they have done research. Again, it's part of Ravi Subramaniam's book. There was something called an insurance, Citibank Suraksha. 99 rupees was being deducted from your account because they were apparently giving you insurance without asking you. And there was a hue and cry about it in the 90s. I remember writing any number of stories. Then I read his book, and it was an eye-opener, because the guy who wrote the book actually got a promotion because 2% of the people notice. Even after it's in the papers, less than 2% of the people actually called up and asked for it to be reversed. And instructions are very clear that if they ask for a reversal, you reverse it, because it's such a minuscule minority. Okay, nobody does. So if you say it's too much trouble to go to dial 1, dial 2, 45 rupees doesn't matter, 99 rupees doesn't matter, then forget about it. But I'm telling you that this happens fairly regularly. And I've now run out of time, but credit history, all this, there was a time when if the credit card company cheated you, you got into a fight, you tore it up. Okay, there were lots of IITians who used to buy their last ticket to their MBA in Wharton or whatever on a credit card, dump the card here and go. Today you can be tracked. So you must remember that the financial world is organized. We, the consumers, are not. So they have got these credit bureaus created. All your spending, especially your borrowing, is tracked minutely. Even if you go to 5 people to look for a car loan, you've been rejected a few times, it's there in your credit history. If you delay your payments, it reflects in your credit history, and it all reflects in this number which is called your credit score. As of now, this happens all over the world. You can build up your credit score even if it's negative. But in India today, if your credit score is negative or you're put in the defaulter list, for 7 years you can't borrow. And I think this is really important for youngsters, because we find that people default very easily on a motorcycle loan. Nobody defaults on a home loan. They think, kya kar lega? Anyway, the bike has no value. This is where they get back at you, because if you're listed as a defaulter, at the time when you want your home loan or you want an education loan, you're out of the picture. 7 years, you're out of it. And when you then go and try and rectify it, they take everything back with interest. So you're running around begging and borrowing to get your credit history right. And finally, my last slide. All make mistakes. People lose jobs. Bad things happen with the best of intentions. So there are places where you can get confidential financial counseling. Disha has a tie-up with us. We have counseling twice a week. So don't run around paying large amounts of money to dead doctors who say they'll fix your problem. Come and take free counseling. If you know other people who are in trouble, ask them to get help. Thank you so much.